Hello and welcome in another episode of Derail Valley, where I am doing my best to drive virtual locomotives without causing major disaster. Or do I? Anyway, before we begin, I'd like to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and follow up with bell button to turn on the notifications and stay up to date with my latest content. Right, so let's begin. In today's episode, we are going to follow up what we were doing last time, which was basically discovering what the game has to offer. We've looked into our first station, which was Steel Mill. We arrived there, and what next? Well, I'm going to tell you what next. We are going to do some shunting and perhaps freight hauling operations. So today's episode might be a little bit longer than usual because we got a lot of things to do. And as you may see on your screen right now, I'm standing in front of the table with various jobs in station office. And there's not much of a choice for me, to be fair, because every single of those jobs requires me to have some sort of license that unfortunately I do not have, because I got only train driver and DE2 license. So pretty much my choices are narrowed down to shunting, which I can do locally for pitiful amount of money. It's just, well, I got 24 minutes to do some jobs, which requires me to load some wagons, and all I'm gonna get from this is merely 3.5 grand. And I can also do some freight hauling, which requires me to take steel rails to harbor and town, which is quite far away, to be fair, and for the kind of money they are paying, I don't think it's worth it at this moment. We will definitely do that, but I'd like to make some money first. So I'm going to take this job, which is shunting job, and I will attempt to finish it. So we need to take some flat cars and load them with goodies. And we can find them on B7S siding. That is a good question. Where is that? B5S 3-4. Okay, so where is that? B7S B1020. What is... Oh, B7S. Okay. So that is the siding, and now I need to find the cars. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But I need 5. Oh, and one of them is on B8S. So okay, so I need to collect wagons from 2 different sidings. Okay, that explains everything. Okay. Where do I have... Yeah, that's my loco. I just serviced it. So we can... Yeah, servicing cost me an arm and a leg, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, let's go to B7S. And let's do some job. Everything is refueled, everything is serviced, so we might as well begin. Right, we got 24 minutes if I remember correctly. So we need to step on it a little bit. Well, maybe not too much, but I will definitely drive at speed. I think there is a speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour on this siding. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. and perhaps drive a little bit faster. Okay, 25 kilometers per hour seems like a good speed. Yeah, I can already hear that wheels are squeaking a little bit. But we need that speed. We need to get to this siding really fast. Not to mention that plugging the rail cars is now taking a little bit longer because it requires me to actually get out of my loco and perform various operations that involves plugging chains, like tightening things, and plugging brakes. Because if I won't do that, I might end up in a very bad spot. Right. We should be far enough. Okay. Yeah, we are going pretty far. Right. I need to switch this junction. Okay, I should be on the right track. Let me jump into the loco. Reverser to forwards. Let's release the brakes and let's step on it. We need to get to the other end of that station, and hopefully we are going to do it fast. We will return to this place though, because obviously that's the siding we need to get to, which is 7L from what I've seen on the documents. That's pretty much the loading platform. So we need to be standing there in order to actually be able to load all those wagons. Right. I have to admit that 24 minutes doesn't seem to be like a lot of time. But on the other hand, it also doesn't take that long if you drive at speed, obviously. But that's the main idea behind the game. If challenges are not tight enough, then you wouldn't have to hurry. And if you don't hurry, then there is no space for mistake. Because, well, if you would drive around these tracks with a very low speed, you can actually do all the shunting jobs and make that money. But where's the fun? So we will attempt to finish this task on time. We don't get any penalties for speeding apart from the risk of derailment, obviously. But we should be a-okay. So we need to get those 4 platforms on from this track. They seem to be all connected, which is very good. We just need to get to the other way of this junction so we can switch all those switches. Shouldn't take that long. Okay. Oh dear. I might have... Yeah, oh, definitely. I've been braking too early, but right now I can sort it out, so I can turn this one, and I need to get to... which siding? To this siding. Yeah. So I'm getting onto this siding first, getting those 4, reversing, switching this switch back again to pick this one, and then returning back to the other end of the station. Okay. So reverser back. Okay. And we are rolling. I need to keep my speed in check right now, because if I'm gonna smack my loco into those platforms with too much speed, I will damage not only the cars but also my locomotive. So there is that time pressure, obviously, because I want that juicy bonus. I think it can go up to twice more payment for the job. So it's definitely worth it to earn it. I am going to hit the brakes a little bit. Okay, 5 kilometers per hour. I need to stop on the spot. So it's not that hard with this loco, because obviously this one has... Oh, stopped too early, but I can just push it slightly so it... Okay, am I close enough? Am I going to reach? Ah, I'm too far. Right, so I need to be closer. You pretty much need to hit the bumpers of the other of the cars. Yeah, you pretty much need to hit the bumpers. There we go. Now we should be A-okay. Always remember to engage the main brake. This is because when you will attach the wagons, when you tighten them up and connect that hose, then you need to engage the brakes on entire consist, and you do that by opening those valves. If you got your brakes disengaged here, then the pressure won't be passed onto other brakes, and you might end up with the train that is not braking. Right, anyway, let's release locomotive brake, let's release the main brake. We need to wait for brake pipes to clear from the air. We need to switch our reverser and then go forward. And you can feel that locomotive is already struggling a little bit, and this is because we now got extra weight, but the platforms are moving, which is good. You can hear some wheel slip, but that's normal, that's perfectly fine. So we can now grab our next wagon, which is B8S, that's this platform. We shouldn't be going that fast, or we actually don't have to go that fast, because we are going to stop really soon to pick up this one remaining platform. Right. Yeah, the train is slowing. Well, no, it's actually keeping the speed really nicely. I'm surprised. From what I remember, when I've been using... okay, let's speed up a little bit. I don't want to wait forever to pass those junctions. From what I remember, when I've been driving steam locomotive, if you remember that video, because that was pretty much the only time I managed to find some time myself to actually play with the steam locomotive. When I've been doing that, whenever I've been trying to idle on the reverser or on the throttle, the locomotive was bringing itself to a halt pretty quick, even on a flat ground. While this locomotive seems to be much more happy to be idling a little bit on the engine, which is going to save us some fuel in the long run. Right, let's reduce the pressure, and now we can push on those wagons a little bit. Come on, you can do it. Okay, we are getting there. We can reduce the speed because we are very close to that wagon. But I have to admit, shunting anything, a single wagon especially, while you are pushing 4 more, is actually not that easy, as you might think. Because this entire consist already weighs like 50-60 tons at least. I'm not sure what's the weight of empty platform, I haven't checked the plates. I will do that when I will exit, but from what I remember, this loco, the shunter that I'm driving, weighs like 38 tons, I think. Right, I think we are close enough. Let's have a look. Ah, we've just missed it. Are we close enough? Okay, I'm gonna have to. Oh, nice. It's good to know that we can. But yeah, I need to be closer. I need to be a little bit closer. Oh my goodness, I don't want to be up. Right. So again, depressurized brake. Let's wait a second. And let's just push this consist by a tiny bit. Just like a touch. But we need to go by that touch. Right. Let's see if I can sort it out now. I should be able to attach this one. Okay, there we go. Okay, loco attached and valves. There we go. So now we got our entire consist in place. Let's just quickly check if this are detached. Yes. Okay. So now that we have our entire consist in place, we can depressurize brake. Obviously reverser, I've already switched that forward. Oh dear, I think I forgot to check what's the weight of individual wagon. Okay. I'll do that in a second. I will have to exit the train anyway. Is everything moving? Everything is moving, in fact. That's good. That is very, very good. Oh, I think I lost my paper. Okay. So now we need to go past this junction and reverse all the way down there, which is going to take a lot of time. I will definitely need to push a little bit on that throttle, which is not ideal if you ask me, because it's not entirely safe to go at that high speed. Right. Train brake, reverser back, and I need to flick that switch. Right, so empty wagon weighs 11 tons each, so I got 5 of them, so that's 55 tons plus 38 of my locomotive. Yeah, so we already passed. Well, yeah, we already pretty much passed. No, we didn't. We almost reached 100 tons of cargo. So this is really, really heavy consist already, if you think about it. And now I need to make this thing rolling at appropriate speed. We are getting slight wheel slip, which is damaging our wheels, but that's normal, that's perfectly fine. We need to live with it. Anyway, for now we should be alright even with higher speed, mostly because we are just going in a straight line, so even if we speed up a little bit over the speed limit, we should be okay. I still need to stop on time, so I don't want to go way too fast, but yeah, we are actually keeping the right speed, 28 kilometers per hour. That's pretty decent. Right, let's see. A7L, and then we need to leave that cargo in B10. And the question is, where is B10? That's something I haven't checked. If we can see the sign, where is B10? I think that's the first siding. And there should be enough space, but yeah, I might need to... Yeah, B10 is there, but I don't remember. Was it empty? No, it's not. So I need to go all the way to the other side to actually be able to enter this one, right? I'm moving at a very, very high speed, and I need to slowly prepare to stop. So we can't rush too much. Because right behind this junction I need to bring this consist into a halt. So I'm going to start pumping some air into the system. Okay, and now I need to be fully stopped. There we go. Switch is flicked, and now I need to change this one. And I need to change this one because I need to be on A7L. There we go. Back to the cabin. Depressurize brake and let's get this bad boy moving. Come on, I know you can do it. Okay. The entire thing is moving. A little bit of sand to prevent wheel slip. Well, it did some job, definitely. But it's not entirely how I imagined it to be. Anyway, we are almost there. We just need to get a little bit further. I have to admit that after this patch it is much more comfortable to actually step on the gas a little bit more, mostly because speed limits have been increased and all those signs that appear next to the trucks are pretty much giving me new speed limits, and they are very, very high compared to what it used to be. Also, the flat car, like how do you call it, physics, is improved, which also means that we are less prone to a major disaster, right? I can actually now stop the train, switch the reverser, and where is that? Oh, there it is. So, train in range, load. Okay, train is fully loaded, everything is in place. So now we can release the brakes and begin reversing. The train should be much heavier now. So it is going to take a while before we will start rolling, because obviously the brakes are still depressurizing. There we go. Now we are moving. I still can't step on it too much, because obviously if I step on the gas too much I will cause a wheel slip, and that's not good for our loco. We've already caused some, but that's within... Oh no. There we go. We managed to cause some more major wheel slip. That's turned on the notification on our dashboard. So we definitely damaged the wheels a little bit, but it's nothing major yet. We just need to reverse from this siding now. Let's keep an eye on our speed, because obviously we don't want to derail. It would be really inappropriate to do so. Anyway, for now everything seems to be a-okay, as I'd say. Right, we are about to reverse enough. We are now stopping. Okay, everything seems to be fine. Now let's switch it back again and let's get back onto the siding. So reverser, brakes, pressure's going up. Now I can step on it. Come on. Come on, Loco. I know you can do it. Sand. There we go. Let's boost this this speeding up procedure a little bit. Come on, I know you are struggling. I know it's heavy. Come on, you can pull it. You can pull it. Just a little bit more so I can turn off the sander. That was still too much. But from now on we should be able to pick up some more speed. Okay, everything seems to be a-okay. Let's hit on horn a little bit. There we go. Right. Junctions should be set, at least for now. Later on we will have to switch them on the other side, but we can't approach from this side, mostly because there are obstacles on our way. If there wouldn't be anything on this particular junction, I would just drive in from this side and I would drop these wagons. But unfortunately I can't do that right now. Right, we are pretty much at the right speed, I'm not gonna lie, 28 kilometers per hour. We are holding stable speed, temperature is not raising or rising, which is good. We should be a-okay for now. Hopefully when we leave those and hand the task, we are going to be on the right time, which will also mean a juicy financial bonus, which is very, very needed. Right, we can stop accelerating, put the brakes on hold. Oops, I think we might have stopped a little bit too soon. But it's not that easy to find the sweet spot, not going to lie. Did I? Yeah, I stopped definitely way too soon. Maybe I should start using a locomotive brake instead for shunting operations. I know it's not the most efficient, especially when 38 tons are being pushed by approximately 50-60 tons of cargo. Well, right now definitely more because I loaded those wagons, but let's see. Yeah, we are about to go across another junction, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I will now engage the full brakes, and let's go inspect if we passed the junction. We did. Okay, so that's one. This is set right, this one is right, this one is okay, and that should push us to B10 siding. The problem is that as soon as we get there, there is cargo waiting, so we need to be very careful, and we might need to push this cargo forward. So we can't speed up too much to prevent any major accidents. Oh, for some reason reverser is not working. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. Brakes released, and now we can apply a bit more throttle. Yeah, so we need to watch out on this, because if we push those wagons too hard and we accidentally smash into this consist that is waiting there, we might end up damaging not only the cargo but also our locomotive. And I'm not gonna lie, but with $867 in our pockets, we don't really have money to repair this locomotive. So I don't want this to happen, hence why we are going to reverse at a lower speed. I'd rather not get any time bonus money for shunting operations than to get a bonus for crashing my locomotive, which would cost a fortune to re-rail. As we are playing on hardcore difficulty, it is not going to benefit us. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. We are doing great though, at least so far. So that's B10, yes, or B10. Okay. First car is about to arrive at this siding. We might need to attach the other end of the train, or that's, yeah, we definitely going to need to use locomotive brake instead to slow down less rapidly. We will bump into that with a speed of 2 or 3. Oh, we are in fact, no, we actually now bumped into those cars. Okay, so let's engage the brakes. Let's engage the loco brake. Let's see. I think we might eventually leave those wagons as they are. We could be bothered to push it, but it's not an immediate thing. So let's let's close the valves. Let's detach this thing. Now let's okay, should I just... Okay, I'm getting frustrated. Okay, now that's locked. This one's locked. Fantastic. Right, so technically, as soon as we detached that wagon, we should be a-okay to hand the task into job validator. Let's have a look. Let's go to station office with few teleports to save some time, and keep your fingers crossed. There we go. Okay, so we managed to take 31 minutes in that task. Just give me the money. Right, where's my wallet? There we go. We got 4,371. let's see how we did. So we took a little bit longer than expected. Instead of 24 minutes, we took 31, but we haven't suffered any penalties. We didn't cause any environmental damage. Basically, we did a good job. Maybe not the fastest one, but definitely a good job. Right, so now we can get rid of that report. Or do we? Well, yeah, we technically... We technically don't need any more. Well, we don't need this paper anymore. And this basically released a new job for us, which is delivery of those goods to goods factory and town. So we are here at the steel mill, and goods factory and town is here. So there are many routes that we can take, but obviously we would like to get there as soon as possible. So we might basically reattach this train, and it would place us on this route facing in this direction, which is not exactly where we want it. But what we can do to be a little bit cheeky about it, we can eventually take this consist, move it somewhere else so that we can attach to it. Like, let's say we can't put it on this siding. Is there any space on other sidings? Not really. Yeah, we can't use any of these sidings, but what we technically could do, is there any way for us to go past? No, not really. Right. So this would be very, very inconvenient. But what we can do is to flick our locomotive and accept the task to take those rails first. And that's where the element of planning comes in. If we take the right stuff, we can eventually do the right job. So if we would take this task, which is harbor and town, which is there, and if we can take, is there any fast routes to get there? Not really. Oh dear. Right, so we are now somewhat locked with pretty inconvenient task. I'm not going to lie. There is a way. There is always a way to get it sorted. But how do we want to sort it out? Right. We can prepare one of those consists for us to take. Okay, it's not a big deal. We can always grab one of those consists in the right direction. It's up to us. However, preparations themselves will take several minutes, so I'm not going to do that on screen. That might be the material for the next episode, which will be the follow-up of this one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to get informed about my new uploads, hit that notification bell button and don't forget to share your comments down below. Have a great day and see you all later. Later. Out.